So in the last class we have discussed about the nanomaterials. What are nanomaterials? What are the different kinds of nanomaterials and properties of nanomaterials? Now we have to see the applications of nanomaterials. How we can utilize nanomaterials for different applications. First one is in electronics. As we had seen that the conducting property of nanomaterials can be tuned depending on the size of the material. And this can be used in, for example, like we had seen quantum dots, and we had seen metallic nanoparticles, semiconductor nanoparticles. All these can be, the properties of this can be tuned by changing the size of this material. So let us discuss in what applications we can use nanomaterials in electronics. Nanoelectronics, these days this is a very hot topic. As you know that previously we were using very big sized computer screens and TV screens, and nowadays we have very thin flat displays, and also like previously we were using disk, floppy, etc., but nowadays we are using a very small USB drive in order to store data. So in very small space we can store a huge amount of data. So this is all mainly because of the development of the nanomaterials. So nanoelectronics is the miniaturization of the present day semiconductor microelectronics to the nano level. It is controlled by the nanosystems. So all materials, all devices size is reduced to very small, and it is so easy to use, and it is more safe to use. And used in semiconductor chips. As you know, in any electronic device you buy, it is all controlled by the chips. There are several circuits will be available in the chip, and several transistors will be available. Like that, it is all chips, based on chips. Previously, when we have any damage to any electronic instrument, we can go to the shop and repair it. But nowadays it is not possible. You may need to change the whole board, whole chipset, etc. Then only we can do anything on it. So this is all based on the chips, and it can be used as a sensor. Sensor in the sense, for example, like if you want to check the quality of the food, you can use a material or nanomaterial which can sense the smell of the rotten food. And also you can use a nanomaterial which can sense the presence of the chemical which is making this particular smell. Okay. So like that, and also different types of gases can also be sensed using nanomaterials. And also it can be used for high resolution display devices. So it's very important. 5 years back we were not able to take good pictures in mobile phones, but nowadays we can take high resolution pictures, and its size is also very sleek. Mobiles are available. So this is all because of the development of the nano science and technology, and carry electricity more economically at a faster rate without energy loss. So the energy or electricity can be carried without much energy loss, as we had already seen. Carbon nanotubes and conducting nanowires, nanofibers are also available, and these all materials can be used for carry electricity. Quantum dots used in information technology. So this is very important. As you know, IT, information technology, the quantum dots can be used, and biotechnology for particularly the scanning purposes through quantum computation. Through quantum computation means it is we are using the binary systems, and in quantum computation they are using a different technology. So it is all making the device more faster. So which is a new mode of information processing. So when you talk about quantum computation, here the things are very fast. The data transfer is very fast without making the device hot. Okay, and then this is what quantum dots can do in or making the information technology much faster and much easy. It is used as surface coatings in certain electricals and electronic goods such as refrigerators, vacuum cleaners, washing machines, mobile phones, and computer peripherals due to their antimicrobial properties. Many of the nanomaterials have antimicrobial properties. It will not allow any microbes to grow on the surface of it. So it can be used as a surface coating in many electronic goods. As you know, if it gets moisture, there will be certain molds will grow, and all this will be controlled by coating the certain nanomaterials on the surface of the electronic devices. Second application in optics. Optics, as you know, it is related to light, and it is used in energy efficient circuits like LEDs, solar cells, etc. So high efficiency LEDs can be made out of nanomaterials, and also it can be used in solar cells for easy absorption of the radiation and for the transfer of the electrons by converting the solar radiation to electrical signal. Gold and cadmium selenide nanoparticles are used to impart different coloration to glass. So nanoparticles can change its property when it is interacting with the light. So gold and cadmium selenide can be used to change in different color in different light. And superior optical properties of quantum dots are applied in diode laser. Diode laser means it is a semiconductor device similar to a light emitting LED, just like an LED. And optical amplifiers and switches can improve the signal, and also biological sensors. It can sense the biological molecules, and in quantum computers, as we have already discussed. Next is the fluorescent nanoparticles have been used for imaging applications. As you know, the fluorescent scanning can be done to detect tumor or a heart block, etc. And these include semiconductor quantum dots. Quantum dots can be used for because of its excellent fluorescent properties, and fluorescent silica nanoparticles and silica coated fluorescent polymer particles. All these will be normally neutral in nature. It will not react with anything, so can be used in the body. And dye loaded latex nanobeads. This is nothing but latex nanobeads can be prepared. Latex means rubber. Latex nanobeads can be prepared, and it needs very little amount of dye normally. So for example, like angiogram is carried out by using a dye. They will first pass a dye through the body and then do a fluorescent scanning, and they will come to know where the block is. So here we need a huge amount of dye should be used in that process, and it will make kidney damage and all. So in order to avoid it, very little amount of dye can be used. It is loaded in latex nanobeads, can be done. It will not make any harm to the body. And fluorescent polystyrene particles. Polystyrene nanoparticles can be prepared, and it can be fluorescent properties shown by these materials can also be utilized for the imaging applications. The novel nanoparticles used in color imaging process in photography. Photographic applications or color imaging process, when we take the photographs of an object or a person, can be nanoparticles can give much better image of the place or the person. These nanoparticles used to generate thinner imaging layers in image recording film systems. All these are related to the technology. I don't know much about it. Generate thinner imaging layers in image recording film systems. Only lower concentration of the dye component is then required, but at the same time production of high resolution photographs. This is what we really want, high resolution photographs. Because you know, our mobile phones 5 years back we were not able to take images of high resolution, but these days we are able to make images of very high resolution. So the technology is changing very fast. All this is mainly because of the application of nanoparticles or nanomaterials. Next application in catalysis. It has tremendous application in catalysis, because as the size reduces, the surface area increases, so the more site is available and the material will become more catalytic in nature. Materials such as various forms of carbon, like carbon black, carbon nanotubes, fullerene, etc. Inorganic nanotubes like W tungsten, boron nitride, Bn, etc. So these are inorganic semiconductors. And nanometals, aluminium nanometal, iron, cobalt, nickel, silver, gold, platinum, etc. And metal oxides like alumina, Al2O3, iron oxide, Fe2O3, zinc oxide, cerium oxide, indium oxide, silica oxide, silica, SiO2, etc. are used as catalyst. So all these can be acting as catalyst when the size is reduced to the nanoform. And second point is they show very high catalytic efficiency when present in nanoparticulate form. It is possible only the size of the material reduced to the nanoform. This is because of the presence of large number of active sites present at the surface once the size reduction happens. We have already discussed this point. And third point, the nanocatalysts may be able to show greater selectivity. Okay, the selectivity can be controlled, or for example, like if we take a nanomaterial, we can control using that nanomaterial for a particular purpose only. So it will give catalytic property with only certain particular material. So we can tune the catalytic property of the material. For example, nano gold shows remarkable selectivity in partial oxidation reactions like conversion of propylene to propylene oxide. So if you want to convert propylene to propylene oxide, nano gold can be used as a catalyst. So we have certain control over, or certain nanomaterials can be controlled to give high selectivity in certain reactions. So now it is possible. Next is its material applications of nanomaterials in medicine. So as we had already seen, there are several applications of nanomaterials in medicine, particularly for treating the tumor, cancer, and imaging technologies, etc. Engineered nanomaterials are designed for specific diagnosis or therapeutic medical use. Diagnosis purpose can be used, and therapeutic purpose can also be used. Engineered nanomaterials, that means well-designed nanomaterials, or well-tuned nanomaterials, or well-synthesized nanomaterial. Okay. And in bioimaging applications, it is very useful, highly useful. Nanoparticles with size-tunable light emission are employed to produce images of tumor sites. Identification of the tumor, characterization of the tumor, all these are easily possible with high images are possible with bioimaging applications using nanoparticles. For example, cadmium selenide and zinc sulfide content dots in targeting and imaging cancer cells. So cancer cells can be, particular area can be targeted and can be imaged when you use cadmium selenide zinc sulfide content dots in the probes. These content dots, each 5 nanometer in diameter, are first coated with the polymer. How they are doing it, how they are making the probe. 5 nanometer diameter are first coated with polymer. So polymer cover will give. So this is to protect the content dot from attack by the body and to protect the body from the toxicity of cadmium and selenium of the dot. So this is made up of cadmium and selenium. So both these are toxic in nature. So in order to reduce the toxicity of this material, it should be coated with a polymeric material and then attached with the antibodies. So antibodies are actually giving the immunity against a foreign body. Okay, and then so this can be attached with an antibody and go directly to the site where we are targeting. When injected into the circulatory system, when injected into the bloodstream, the content dots accumulate at the target tumor. It will go directly to the tumor, or we can engineer it to the tumor, which could then be detected by fluorescent imaging. Then from the outside we have to give the fluorescent screening. Then it will give, because of the fluorescent property of the material, it will give very good image of the particular location, so they can identify it. And use in drug delivery. So drug delivery in the sense, when we take a tablet, it will go to our stomach, and then from there it will go everywhere in our body. Okay, so but in nano system, once we detect the problem, so for example like cancer or tumor, it will go directly, the drug can be attached to the nanomaterial, and it will go directly to the site where we have the damage or the tumor, and then can destroy that particular location, not destroying the nearby cells or anything. Okay. Used in drug delivery. Various biodegradable and biocompatible polymers and liposomes have been designed for use as nanocarriers in drug delivery. Okay, and side effect is minimum in this method because it is targeting a particular area. It is targeting a tumor, targeting a defect organ, not any other places. But when we take the tablet, it will go all over the body. Okay, so that kind of side effect can be minimized in this technique. Next is antimicrobial properties. Several nanoparticles are showing antimicrobial properties. For example, silver nanoparticles. They are increasingly using for the wound dressing. If any injury is there, any wound is there on our body, it can be used for dressing. Because of it, it will fight against the microbes. And then catheters. Catheters, as you know, urinary catheter, if difficult in going the urine, particularly for the old people, so catheters can be used. It is a kind of tube used for removal of the urine from the bladder. Possibility for microbial, like infections are possible, bacterial infections are possible when you use the catheters, and for that purpose it can be used. And various household products. Okay, and then antimicrobial properties of nanoparticles utilizes in water disinfection, food packaging, textile industry, etc. So in all these cases, it can easily be, for example, textile. If we kept it outside for a long time, or if we keep it inside the cupboard for a long time, and if it absorbs water, it will be damaged. Okay, from the moisture from the atmosphere, it will absorb. So if we are giving some kind of antimicrobial nanoparticles, this kind of microbial growth or the damage of foods, etc., by microbes can be avoided. It is used in gene therapy and tissue culture engineering. As you know, gene therapy and tissue culture engineering, different kinds of diseases can be treated by using gene therapy, and also tissue culture. Tissues can be cultured outside. This can be used. Nanofibers used for the production of bandages or sutures, sutures that ultimately dissolve into the body, fabrication of artificial blood vessels and artificial organs. Artificial blood vessels and artificial organs can also be made out of nanoparticles, and bandages can be also made out of nanofibers, and sutures, as we have already seen, biodegradable sutures are available in the polymeric chapter. Here nanofibers can also be used for this purpose. And it is used in UV absorbing sunscreen lotions. So several sunscreen lotions are utilizing or using nanoparticles as one of the major components in it, because it will absorb the UV radiation, so it will not directly hit on our skin and it will not make any damage. Okay, alright. So this is all about the applications of nanomaterials, and we have another topic is green chemistry, so that we will discuss later as a separate topic.